So here's all of our materials that we'll need for Shibori, and I have it off camera here, but I have a bucket of dye here, and typically and traditionally with Shibori use an indigo dye. I didn't have any indigo, so it's more of a royal blue. But anyways, so we're gonna do masks here, and I have various things to use. Little cut pieces of cardboard, some clothespins, rubber bands, and then some kind of some jute rope there, and then also gonna use this piece of sprinkler system pipe, and I'll show you what that'll be for. And we'll go ahead and do that first. So what I'm going to do, and this dye that I'm using today is a premix with soda ash, so these masks weren't soaked beforehand in soda ash. It's not necessary with these premix dyes. And then of course, since these are masks, they will then be washed afterwards, since they'll be face coverings. So I'm just going to wrap and I'm going to do this with a couple masks, because I think that's about as deep as the dye mix is there. And I'm just going to tie some fairly tight knots, and actually with Shibori you do want everything pretty tight. Yeah, it's not like regular tie-dye where you look to try and either have all the white spaces taken up, or you have very little white. Shibori, you do want to see the white patterns, because it offsets and creates a contrast with the blue. And I personally don't do a lot of Shibori, or well, be honest, any Shibori. But yeah, I know it's something fun that folks like to do, so let's throw one more piece of twine on there. And we'll find out what happens with those. I'm going to just go ahead and set those to the side. So now I'm going to take some more of these, and there's various patterns for folding Shibori. What I'm going to do with some of these masks now is I'm going to take some clothespins. This is a pretty common method. And you just kind of pinch them around there like that. And actually what I should have done, let's see if I can kind of sneak this piece of cardboard in there. Kind of wedge that in there. Then I think maybe I'll do this, and I kind of want to get it pinched to where the clothespins are actually pinching on the cardboard. Let's do a couple more of those. This time I'll fold it in there first. Actually, maybe this one, use some of this jute. Once again, just trying to tie it pretty tight. And then throw one, go in this direction. think I have 10 masks here. This one, maybe we'll do kind of a bullseye here. So I'm looking for some real small rubber bands and tie it real tight.
Am I interrupting at this point?
No, oh yeah.
And you want to break your concentration?
No, I'm filming. I'm sorry. Probably about 10 more minutes. Okay, and so then just get those bands on there pretty good and tight. Do another one like that. Actually, let's do something different. I'm bunch it up the same, but I'm gonna tie these a different direction. I'm gonna do kind of a crisscross thing here. Then I just thought of an idea. So since these have elastic bands on them, I'm going to use the bands to tie one. We'll see how that turns out. So I'm just going to kind of tie it around itself. That one too. Once again, I want to get it pretty tight. Okay, so far I've done 5 masks. Well, that's 6 now. And then I'm gonna throw a piece of cardboard in this one, and got this big, looks like a produce rubber band. And put it on. It's really kind of bending things up there, and that's just fine. And I'd throw another one. See if I got another one. Have another one of those little thick rubber bands. This is a good one. Yeah, you see a lot of the thick rubber bands get used in Shibori. So we've got 2 more. Oh, okay, I miscounted because I forgot I have 2 on the piece of pipe, not 1. So these last 2, I'm just gonna put the piece of cardboard in, and we'll do the clothespins. Okay. And how many pins do I have? Yeah, I should have enough. And last mask, do the same thing. And let's put another piece of cardboard in there. And the bonus here is that I'll then have some blue clothespins afterwards. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to drag our bucket of dye over here and be very careful. As you can see, I got a plastic covering. I have a plastic covering there. Don't want to make more of a mess than I have to. And I'll go ahead and put this one in first. And I'm just going to drop these in. And just let them soak. And so, oh, I forgot I have one hiding underneath there. And let me kind of use this to stir everything. And I'm just gonna let that sit for probably about maybe at least a half hour. I'll let that sit, and then after they've sat in the dye, I'll then wrap them in plastic and let them sit for a couple days like I would with any other tie-dyed item. And then we'll see the finished result here shortly.